Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. So we are also starting with IDT in 50 pages. So IDT in 50 pages, the breakup is about 30 pages for GST and about 20 pages for customs. Now this also includes your FTP and notes are amended. Okay, so first in the notes is your trend analysis. So from May 18 to November 22, your chapter wise marks has been given and categories are given. That is your category A, B, C. So all your A category chapters are in green, your B category are in yellow, and C category are in red. So basically your A category is about 70% of your marks, B category is about 20% of your marks, and C category is the remaining 10%. So this you can see over here. I've also included what page number our chapters are on. So in the 50 pages notes, everything has been included except these few chapters in the end, that is appeals and revisions, demand recovery, assessment, audit, inspection in search seizure, liability to pay in certain cases, miscellaneous, and advanced rules. So only these chapters are not included. Otherwise in our 50 pages all other chapters have been included. Okay, so today we will be starting with introduction to GST. And let me just select the pen color. Perfect. Okay, so let's start. So if you need this trend analysis, I've already uploaded on the Telegram channel, link is in the bio. So let's start with GST introduction. Very 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 simple chapter, C category chapter, but let's do it just to get done with it. So as to why, so this chapter talks about as to why GST was introduced. So GST was introduced because there was a deficiency in the old tax system. Before we had a concept of VAT and service tax, which is now replaced by GST. So now GST helps avoid any double taxation. There is no concept of SENVAT after the manufacturing stage, and there is no double taxation of transaction as both goods and services. Earlier, since it was not clarified, some transactions were also treated as goods and were also treated as service, and they were taxed double. So now because of GST, this issue is not there, because for example software was considered as goods and services both, so it was liable to both value added VAT and your service tax. Okay, now there is no SENVAT after the manufacturing stage, that is your central VAT. There is non-inclusion of local taxes in the state VAT. These local taxes were not included. For example, that is your luxury tax, entertainment tax. There was non-integration in our old system. There was no integration between VAT and service tax. Both of them occurred independently. Under GST, your state and your center have integrated systems, so it is easier for the taxpayer. And last is your cascading effect, that is levy of non-vatable CST and inclusion of SENVAT on value for imposing VAT. That is, there was tax on tax. So first the good was subject to SENVAT, and then it was also imposed to VAT. That is, you had already paid, you are paying tax on the taxable amount. That is, the tax has already been added and you are paying further tax on it. Great. Okay, now next is the features. So features of GST is, it is a value added tax. It is, you get a continuous chain of credit, that is from the manufacturing stage to the time of selling you get credits of whatever expense you have done. The burden is only borne by the final consumer, because you have to understand that GST is an indirect taxation. That is, only and only the consumer will have to bear the tax, and there is no cascading of taxes. That means that there is no tax on tax. Okay, what are the taxes subsumed in GST? That are, what are the taxes that have been replaced by GST? Which all taxes are included in GST? So that is all the central taxes. For example, your service tax, any central sales tax, central excise duty, central surcharge, your CVT and special CVD. So all of these have been included in GST. That is, these do not exist anymore. And all your state taxes such as luxury tax, VAT, sales tax, tax on lottery, betting, entertainment tax, all of these have been subsumed in GST. So these have been replaced by GST. Okay. Next comes your CGST and SGST. So now whenever you make an intra-state supply, that is, intra means within the same state. So whenever you are making a supply from one city in the state to the another city in the same state, it has to be in the same state. In such a case, CGST and SGST will be applicable. Whenever you do from one state to another state, that is within the same, within India, you are transferring, for example you are selling goods from Maharashtra to Chhattisgarh. In such a case, you will have IGST, that is your interstate interstate supply of goods or services. And next is your UTGST, that is if any union territory is involved in such a case, UTGST is charged. Okay, now there is no GST on petrol, crude, diesel, petrol, ATF and natural gas. So this is your 5 items on which GST is not applicable. Alcoholic liquor, HC, sale, purchase of movable property. So HC over here stands for human consumption. So any alcoholic liquor for human consumption, there will be no GST, and there will be no GST on sale or purchase of immovable property as well. On tobacco, opium and Indian hemp, GST is also leviable, and your central or state excise duty is also applicable. Okay, so either one of them, या तो central or state. So on these tobacco, opium and Indian hemp, GST as well as your central state excise duty are applicable. Now next comes your benefit of GST. So your benefit of GST is basically broken into 4 parts. First is your benefits to economy. Second is benefits to trade and industry. Third is simplified tax structure, and fourth is tax compliance has been made easy. Easy point, I'm not getting into this. You can read it very easily. And let's understand some concepts. So first is your casual taxable person. So what is a casual taxable person? This we will be studying further. So let's study it right now. So casual taxable person, also we call him as CTP. So CTP is a person who occasionally, remember the word occasionally, he occasionally supplies goods or services in course of business in a state where he has no fixed place of business. As you know, GST registration has to be taken state wise. So in certain cases, you might make a sale from another state where you do not have any fixed place of business. That means you do not have any GST number. So such a person is called a casual taxable person. So when he occasionally supplies goods or services from another state. Okay. What is your non-resident taxable person? Your non-resident taxable person is any foreigner who occasionally wants to effect taxable supply. That means he wants to make taxable supplies from any state and needs registration for the same. So this is basically a person, it is a foreigner who is not a resident of India. So in such a case, he will be called an NRTP. So over the notes, you will realize that this short form has been used, and these are very commonly used short forms. And with this, we are done with chapter 1, and I will see you in the next class, that is supply under GST.